Who doesn't love pie, right? A great pie, no matter what time of year, but especially bringing the springtime flavors into the dead of winter is a really great thing to have. And today, that's what we're going to prepare. We are going to be making strawberry rhubarb pie filling. It is so good. It's so good. One of Phil's favorite pies. And so I want to make sure that we have it on the shelf and ready to go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to SuttonsDaze. If you're new here, my name is Lisa. We are all about pantry preparedness. And part of that preparedness is when we find deals, taking advantage of them and putting them up on the shelf, making them shelf stable. While fresh is awesome, so is being able to pull that jar off the shelf and make yourself a taste of spring in the dead of winter. It's really great. Today, strawberry rhubarb pie filling. We are going to make 1 quart because that is just easier to show, and I'll explain how to adjust the recipe moving forward. Now, as you're going through your different books and your different websites and everything, strawberry pie filling or strawberry rhubarb pie filling is not seen anywhere. Rhubarb is not available everywhere. You know, it is definitely a northern climate kind of thing because it needs to have that coldness, that below 40 temperature for a certain amount of time during the winter in order for the rhubarb to thrive. Yeah, I know. So we are very fortunate here, and I am a firm believer that she who dies with the most rhubarb wins. So I am planting a ton of it as a result. I had so much fun putting this together. I went to Walmart after an appointment and noticed that they had strawberries, and they had 2-pound packages of strawberries. So I bought a couple, brought them home, kind of prepped them up, threw them on yogurt and stuff like that. They were really good. So a few days later, I went back and I picked up 10 because who doesn't, right? So now I am making strawberry pie filling among some other things to put on the shelf. Let's get started. I have a multitude of pots here. This is a water bath or steam canner process, okay? But I start with a pot of water that I bring up to a boil, and we're going to take our fruit. Now, with strawberry rhubarb, what you do is you do half strawberry, half rhubarb. And for 1 quart, you want 3.5 cups of fruit. So that's what I put together. We're going to take that and very carefully add it to the pot of boiling water. And we are going to blanch that. It's part of the approved process, okay? We're going to blanch that until the water comes back up to a boil. Then we're going to pull it out and move on to pot number 2. While you're getting all of your stuff ready, because this is a thing that you definitely want everything to be ready ahead of time, you are going to need a bowl that has a lid or a pot that has a lid. Because when we pull this off of the boiling water, we need to put it into that bowl and cover it because you want to keep the heat in there, okay? I have a metal colander that sits right directly into my pot so that all I have to do is lift that colander out, put it in this, and then I grab my handy dandy lid and just set it on top. You know, you don't need to secure it, but it's important to make sure that you cover it while you get the other stuff going. While we're bringing this back up to a boil, let me show you this. So when you go to the link that I put in the description box below the video, if you are watching this on TV, you're going to need to grab your phone or a tablet or the computer. And it will take you to a page on the National Center that just says pie filling. And it gives you a whole bunch of really great information. They've expanded that, I think, since the last time I looked at it. So you want to take a look, read through that. From there, there are links to specific pie fillings. Do they mention strawberry? No, they don't. But you can substitute berries. So they have blueberry. So you can do raspberry. You can do strawberry. Yeah, and you can do that. Now, how did I find out that rhubarb strawberry pie filling is approved? I went searching. And because there is no approved recipe for strawberry rhubarb pie filling, it took me to Ask an Expert. I will put that link down below too. Ask an Expert is a really great resource for additional questions regarding canning. They have master food preservers, and this particular person that answered this is one of the people that started this forum with the university and the National Center. So they answer you with safe approved methods to make sure that what you want to do is safe to can up, because not everything is. We may want it that way. That doesn't mean it's safe to do at home with the processes that we have available. So you definitely want a copy of this, whether it's your book or a printed off piece. You can see I've already water damaged this thing. So you want a copy of this because if you're going to be changing up anything with regards to measurements, they give you where you can 1 quart or 7 quarts, okay? So in order to do anything in between there, which I honestly recommend 3 or 4 tops, because doing 7 is hard, okay? It is just really, really difficult. There's a lot of moving pieces. There's a lot of big pots that are needed. It's kind of a pain in the hoozy what. But to do 1 to 4 is much easier, much more manageable. You may have to repeat the process a few times, and that's fine, but it's all good. And all you have to do is multiply the 1 quart process to get the measurements that you need. This is so much fun. What you will notice is that they put blue food coloring optional, red food coloring optional. And that's because when you blanch the vegetables, they can lose some of their coloring. Some people really, you know, are aesthetically attracted to food based on its color. And so if that's important to you, you can add the food coloring. If it's not, you don't have to. Doesn't matter. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. When you put the fruit in there, you want to put the lid back on. It brings it to a boil much quicker, okay? And it really does not take it long to come back to a boil. So we are going to take that strainer right out of there since it's boiling again, okay? And we are going to place it in a bowl, and we're going to put that lid over it so that it keeps its heat. Now comes the fun part. Okay, so turn the heat on. You're going to put cold water into your pot, and then you are going to take your sugar. Okay, you're going to take your sugar and your clear gel. That is different than Sure Gel. Sure Gel is a pectin. Clear gel is for pie filling, among other things. Now, if you've made jams and jellies before, you know that mixing the pectin in with the sugar makes it easier to get into the water. Do you know what I mean? To absorb without clumping. So that's what I'm doing now. And then I'm going to add it in there. Now, this is kind of a fast and furious, so bear with me here, okay? But we're going to get that in there. We're going to mix it around, and we're going to cook it. You really do want a medium, let me adjust that, a medium to high heat. If you have it too high, clear gel with the sugar, okay, will start to scorch. And I'm sure that we'll see that at some point here. But I'm going to let that thicken up. Do you need to stir it all the time? No. Do you need to be on top of it to make sure that it doesn't adhere to the bottom of your pot? Yes, you do. And this is another reason why I much prefer doing smaller batches. Larger than 1, but less than 7, because doing a large batch of this, it's not a lot of fun to clean up this pot afterwards. Okay, so I had some that got on the side. We're just going to deal with it. Okay, so I'm just making sure that's all stirred in, and we're going to bring it up. See, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it's starting to thicken already. Okay. Oh, there it is. Yep. And you can feel it. It does not take long when it's 1 quart that you're making. It does not take long to bring this up to the point where it is thickening. So now that it's thickening, we're going to add the lemon juice. You only need 3.5 teaspoons, I believe. There we go. And so that is what we're adding in there. And you see how thick that is? Okay. So now we are going to turn off that heat, and you're going to take the fruit and put it in there, and you're going to fold the fruit into the clear gel mixture. You don't want to stomp the heck out of it because you will mash the fruit. Okay, so you just want to fold it in. There we go. And then we will get it into the jar. Now, the rhubarb, being rhubarb, does tend to break up a little bit. No harm, no foul. And you have your canner warming up. Like I said, this is fast and furious. So now we're going to get this into a jar. Okay, so now we just do a scoop-de-scoop. And because this is 1, I'm not even pulling out the ladle. I am just pouring it in there. Okay, scrape that pot and then get it under water quickly. Now, as I mentioned, it is lighter in color, okay? But if that doesn't bother you, because the taste is going to be all there, yes it is. You want to make sure you're at an inch headspace, because clear gel, thermoflow, whichever one you use, can expand. It really can. So we've got our jar. And now we're going to put our lid on. As always, guys, 4 jars canning lids. Definitely check them out. I would highly recommend stocking up. Best lids on the market today. Best, best, best. Okay. Going to put the lid on finger tight. There you go. That's it. Okay. And now we're going to put it into the canner. I'm using my steam canner. I'll have a link for that in the description box also. It is heating up. So we are going to take this. This only fits 4 quarts. Okay. So even doing 7 quarts is a pain in the hoozy wussets. But next, we're going to let that get up to, for my elevation, I have to be in the dark green. Once it hits that dark green, I'm going to set my timer, and this is going to process for 30 minutes. So we'll be back when that comes out. This is gold on the shelf. It really is. Pie filling is amazing. And strawberry pie filling, strawberry rhubarb pie filling, berry pie filling, okay, is a great thing to have on your shelf. If you like pies, they make great gifts. They make great desserts. You can do all kinds of things with them, even if you're just scooping it on top of ice cream. Yay, it's so good. Okay, let me put this down. So, as you can see, because the rhubarb is in there, it's not as red, okay? But it's still identifiable. I hope that you give pie filling a try, even if it is literally just 1 quart to wrap your brain around it. I'll have a link down below for some clear gel also. It's not widely available at grocery stores at all. Very hard to find in bulk. And if you're going to do a quantity of it, it takes quite a bit. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, source all of your stuff before you get your fruit. Do it now because the fruit is here. Yes, it is. If you want to see the other things that I do with strawberries, please check out this video right here. Until next time, everybody, be safe. Stack it to the rafters, my friends.